Morning guys, I'm Doug and welcome to my mountain kitchen. Today we're going to be making hardtack. This stuff they had back in the 1800s during the Civil War. This stuff is like virtually indestructible. They found some a few years ago from that era and it was still edible. All it is three basic ingredients: flour, water, and salt. That's it. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to be making the Civil War hardtack. And we'll be making the next episode I'll be making the Swedish hardtack, which is much nicer. It's almost like a shortbread, but it's really, that's excellent. You can do so much with it, it isn't even funny. But let's get you started here. What we got here is 5 cups of flour. Just scoop and level it, no special measurements, you know. I mean, we're going back to the 1800s here. Okay, 5 cups of flour. You like about, a half a teaspoon of salt. Put that in there. Then, like, you know how I like to do, I like to make it my own. So I got like a teaspoon of oregano that we're going to put in there. I'll make it real nice. Let's whisk that up really good. Okay, now we're going to put this on the mixer. And then what we got here is I got a 2-cup measure of water. And we're only going to put it a little bit at a time. And put it in until it starts to pull away from the sides. The sides are nice and clean. You don't want the dough too sticky. Okay, you want to be able to work with this really easy. So, okay, we got it set up on the mixer. We got to use the paddle. Let's put it on low, and we're gonna start adding our water, just a little at a time. And that's about close to half a cup there. It's starting to form. What you want to do once you bake this at 400 degrees for about 30 minutes, then you want to let it lay around for a few days, let it dry out really good. Can't have no moisture in it whatsoever, and this stuff will last forever. Hey, this has been virtually indestructible. You run over with a car and everything. If you can throw this thing at somebody, you probably kill them. What they do during the Civil War, they would sit there and they would put it in their coffee or soup or whatever and let it soak for a while. Because it was a jawbreaker. They called it sheet steel, jawbreakers, $2, all kind of different names they had for it. Worm castles, sea biscuits. See how this starting to come up now? That's gonna be just about perfect. I'll bring you back when this dough is done. They're getting it just about perfect here. Oh, the oven's ready at 400 degrees. Let's stop this for a second. Oh, that's still got a mix of it. I'm going to switch to the dough hook. And when I'm all done with this dough, I'll bring you guys back and show you how to roll it out. Now, you see how that's pulling away from the sides, make it nice and clean? That's just the perfect amount of water. So we can let this really knead really good so it's mixed really well. That way it'll be just perfect. So next I'm going to show you guys how to roll this out and cut it. Okay, we've got our dough here. Put some flour down, flatten this out a little bit. You want to roll this out to about a 1/2 inch. Roll it out to about a 1/2 inch, and then we're going to cut it in 4-inch squares. It starts to pull on you a little bit. You want to let it rest a little bit so that the gluten can relax. Okay, we got our dough rolled out to about a 1/2 inch. all I could do is start cutting this. You can use a pizza cutter or whatever. You put the scraps off to one side. You want about maybe 4 inches. Maybe about 4 inches by 4 inches. Doesn't have to be exact. Lady's whining for a treat. Lady's gonna have to wait. Yes, you are. There, 4 inches there. Then it'll go. Let's see. This way so I don't waste so much. Nice squares like that. Eh? Take these scraps, we can reuse those scraps. Get them all done up like this. And what we do when you get these all cut out, you take some chopsticks and you poke some holes at them. You know, like this here. See? Then we bake that for 30 minutes. I'll bring you back when you get these all panned up. Hey guys, we got our hardtack all panned up here. We're going to be sticking in the oven for 30 minutes, and I'll show you what that looks like when we come back. Oh, while the hardtack is baking in the oven, I brought my Korean assistant here. Her name is Miss Samsung. Let's see what she can tell us about hardtack. What are some of the names of hardtack?
According to Wikipedia, it is known by other names including brewis, cabin bread, pilot bread, sea biscuit, soda crackers, sea bread, ship's biscuit, or pejoratively as dog biscuits, molar breakers, sheet iron, tooth dullers, armor plates, and worm castles.
She's smart, isn't she? That's why I got her. Miss Samsung, everybody. Say hello. Well, here's our finished product. And as you can see, it's pretty hard. You want to let this sit around for a couple of days before you take and seal it up and stuff, you know, the vacuum sealer. But this stuff will save your butt, I guarantee you that. Okay, now we're going to make us some Swedish hardtack. This is pretty cool stuff. 330 grams of flour or 2 3/4 cups of flour. I'm going to put that in a mixing bowl here. We got a pinch of salt, half a teaspoon of baking soda. I got 4 tablespoons of instant buttermilk. If you don't have regular buttermilk, I like to use this with water instead. Okay, put that in there. And a 1/4 cup of sugar goes in there. Take and mix that all up. Now you got a 1/2 cup of butter, and I'm going to put that in here all in the mixer. I'm going to be using the paddle again. Okay, I'm going to start this process. Get the mixer going. I'm going to put the butter in here, like a tablespoon at a time. Once that's incorporated, we're going to take and start adding the water, a little at a time. So it starts coming off the sides. Bring it up a little bit more so I get this mixed up really good. I'll get this dough put together for you, then I'll show you how to roll this stuff out. Hey, we got our dough ready here. Some flour on the table. We rolled this out to 1/8 of an inch thick, unlike the Civil War stuff, which is a 1/2 inch. I also added a 1/4 cup of chopped up walnuts and dried cranberries into this. Makes it really nice. This stuff is so good. People have given it to, they absolutely love this particular hardtack. Roll it up really nice. A little flour on there. Let's give her a flip over. And flour on this side. And again, you can cut this with a pizza cutter or whatever. You can get fancy with this too and use the serrated edge kind of on this cutter. as you can see right here. Get that little edge, makes a nice fancy little edge on there. But you want this baby to be, this should be about right there, and we can just start cutting. You make these whatever size you want. I usually make these smaller, like a cookie almost. Doesn't take very long. This is a really easy recipe to work with. You know, little scraps of dough and redo it. Okay, doesn't have to be perfect for camping. Then we could take a, what I use is a big old serving fork like this, you see. And then poke some holes in it like this. Give it 3 rolls. And we pan this up, and then we'll pan this up, and then we're going to put it in the oven at 375 for about 30 minutes. Oh, here we go. Our hardtack's all done. Here's our Civil War era hardtack. There's a rock. You kill somebody with this thing. Then we got our Swedish hardtack. I actually put a 1/4 cup of chopped up walnuts and cranberries and stuff in here, the dried sweetened cranberries you get in the store in the package. Really makes it nice. You can do so much with this one here, but the shelf life isn't like this one here. You can probably go 100 years if you suck and seal these things, you know, with vacuum seal. And these ones here, since they got butter and sugar in them and some cranberries and whatever, probably 3-4 months. And when you know, if you vacuum seal them. But these are really good. These are great for coffee in the morning and stuff. Until next time, may your teepee be warm and your hunting plentiful. Catch you later.